Fenland Crusader here, and welcome back to the channel. So this year, 2025, is the celebrations of 100 years of Caterpillar. I've had a long association with Caterpillar and own a few of my own. But I also get the chance to go and drive other people's Caterpillars through the Cat Club and different things. So I'm sort of fortunate in that way that I'm able to do that. So I mean, I've got enough pictures and videos and stuff like for 4 hours worth of blooming viewing, but of course, can't stick a video up at 4 hours because it's not viable. People are not just going to watch that length of video. But we can do sort of 30-45 minutes and try to cover sort of a wide spectrum of what I've done over the years with cats. So in other words, my small contribution to the 100 years of Caterpillar. And so basically sit back and watch the action and see how it goes. Okay, so this is my Caterpillar D4. Our D4, well, not strictly. It actually is a Caterpillar 30, and after the Caterpillar 30 it became our D4. So this is actually a 30, but it now supports the 7J diesel. Now this was a popular conversion back in the day when the old petrol and paraffin engines got tired. They set to and put the 7Js in. This is what Caterpillar did in later life, and so it sort of makes it like RD4 with that engine. We've still got a few mods to do. It supports a single roller at the moment, but the pedestals are still there, as you can see, to support twin top rollers. And I've got the castings here and partly machined, all ready to put it back on twin rollers. So it's I suppose a hybrid today is a word used for lots of modified vehicles. So you could say this was almost an early hybrid machine, because it was updated with later engine, to give it more power and more reliability. And we've seen this one working down land and so forth in my videos, and it's a nice tractor. I could convert it back to petrol and paraffin, but to be fair, it goes well with a 7J in it, and obviously a lot less hassle. So that's just one of my small machines. So this is a D2 wide gauge, and it's a D2 5U. Toby. So the 5U is the last of the series on these, and it supports the cross flow head. So you've got the inlet in one side and the exhaust on the other, and it's a very, very, very good tractor. Not just this one in particular, but 5Us everywhere are good tractors. And you notice, like a D2 doesn't have no top rollers. Now I have had questions asked, like when the tractor's going down, well, where's your top roller gone? Well, D2 doesn't have a top roller, and nor did the 22. Yeah, good tractor. I like it a lot. It's had a modification on this one as well, with the pump and the hydraulics there with the valve block, so by as I can work hydraulic equipment such as the drill, which I have on the back, to hydraulic powered markers, so I don't have to have a body on the back to work it. So useful tractor, nice tractor, starts well, and I like it a lot. So this is Russell Saywell's event, which I drive every year, well almost every year, and it's Little Paxton, and it's held for the Cat Club, and you know, we get an array of different types of cats out, and as you can see here, all working and doing what they was made for. Yeah, no, it runs well, really well.
Nice to put the original volume in.
Yeah.
Many of them have now. He turned up and my appraiser said it's sort of quite a good one. That's interesting.
And for those that don't know, it's an 8R, Caterpillar 8R. That's what I'm talking in the videos. Oh yeah. Oh okay, yeah. RAF. 13466. Looks like another 6.
Yeah. See it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, what a treat.
Get the yellow off of it.
Yeah.
Like this sort of, you know, this grey colour. This is what it should be, but like that, I think. It's the blue grey, I believe.
Right, so we've got me doing a bit of rolling here. We've seen this clip before in a previous video, but it's a great little tractor for doing this job, and there's been videos of other people doing similar. And then after this one, we've got a bit there doing the drilling with a D2. As you can see, we endeavour to follow the straight line, and the markers are worked hydraulically from the tractor, so by as we can do a one-man job. Good long field that one is, and it's just ideal. So today's job then, 68 days. We know who this one belongs to. For those that don't, there's a person that we know as Dick Hughes. Just been drafted in today, just to get the thing checked over and get it running. To be honest with you, it's struck straight up, apart from a few corroded terminals on the starter solenoid, but other than that, So the previous video and this picture on my of the tractor on my low loader, and the tractor belongs to MFC, and I did a lot for Morris Copeland back in the day, and moving the tractor around was one of them. So this is my 22A, and I'm in the Kenton Cement quarry with their box, their scraper, the 435, which belonged to the quarry, and that was on one of our cat working days in there for the club. And the following picture is the 14A, and that belonged to Robert Wilson, and it's one I got ready for a show. So this is one of the many jobs I've had to do in the past, and this particular one is pulling the sprocket off a D3C with my pulling gear. And the following picture is of my AEC Militant 6-wheel drive, and I just took the D8 out of, just took the engine out of my D8 13A. Right, so my 3 scrapers are parked up in the yard, and the next picture is of the 13A with the engine out and the nose cone just stands in front of it. The next picture with the engine is one I've collected to put in the next 2 pictures, which is my 8R. As you can see, it's got the heads off, and I've been off for like 20 odd years, and she's a nut and bolt rebuild, that one. So this is my 22A with the cab on, and we're on the Coventry Golf Course, and we're stripping 300 off 45 acres, and it was a good job to me, and in the 435 box, and as you can see by the pictures, it was a fair job. So we're walking land down for the Hinches of Stamford, Little Castleton, and it's with the 14A and the Simba Culti Press. So this is one of Perkins' open days, and I took Arthur's Diesel 75 and our D2 and just put them on display there. So another little job here for the Hinches, and I ploughed with the D5 and 6 for reversible, and had a full autumn season in there ploughing for them. So Dad's having a ride with me on the 13A Power of the Passman was pulling the 2 ploughs. And the next 2 pictures are of my 215LC and when was doing some work for the Sutton Bridge Power Station. Okay then, so this was a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to pull the gyro tiller out at Power of the Pass when it got stuck. And it was with my D73T with a Laterno gantry and blade. So we're digging out the spread with my 215LC for a pipeline. Right, this is a D6C that I had on the Spalding bypass, and which was on hire tours. So this was of my D73T ploughing sewage in for the Flag Fen AWA, and the old D73T, and we got stuck there, and we're pulling it out with a D5C. And the last picture is of another one of the 22A belonging to MFC on my low loader. So that about wraps this up. That's sort of my lifetime with Caterpillars, just a small portion of it. And like I say, I could go on for hours, but I think that's plenty for this one. So, yeah, we'll catch you on the next.